week that a lot of outsiders like me that are not from Atlanta, it opened our eyes a little bit. You said that Thug separated everybody. He divided everybody. Do you still stand on that? Like, do you still believe that, or was that you in an angry state?
I think that what I think about that is Thug have done so much for people, right? And he probably gave his life and gave everything he had to help and support people, right? And then when he see motherfucker go against him, his emotions, he can lie and say he wasn't hurt. I don't give a fuck what you say. Every human being got feelings. The way he reacted to things caused him to like, man, f that person, f this person. And everybody do lame shit. You smell me? So if we go back to anything that have occurred by him being in that massive position within his career or within the whole rap game, he had power to the point where he could say, hey, don't f it, or don't f with this person. And organically, from the shit that he did for myself and what he did for Lil Baby and what he did for other people, because he was in a massive position and he all helped us all. So when he tell us that, we automatically like, f that.
Every king leaves enemies. Some get buried, some survive, and some rise again. For Young Thug, the wake stretches from brothers to rivals, from Atlanta streets to industry boardrooms. Tonight we're asking, who did Thug destroy, who tried to destroy him, and who came out alive when the smoke cleared? This is the story of Young Thug versus everybody, and the destruction of YSL. Before we talk about Thug's rivals, his crew, or even his empire, we have to talk about one man, Donovan Big Nut Thomas.
I got one of the biggest bloods in America with me, my nigga. You did. Atlanta, Georgia, nigga.
Nut wasn't a charting rapper. He wasn't a superstar. But in Atlanta, his presence was heavy. He was respected in the neighborhoods.
What did he mean to you, and what's your favorite memory of him?
Man, like, you just let me know, like, boy, you finna be out of here, Luke. Like, he introduced me to Fly. He was like, man, Fly, no, like, man, shout it, it's hard. Like, ain't nobody harder than him, man. And Fly, you know, Fly, but that was his man, and he believed in him, and we made it happen. Long live Nut forever.
Tied to YFN Lucci and close to rich homie Quan. To Quan especially, Nut wasn't just a friend, he was family. He was the kind of figure who could walk into a room and people listened. In 2015, that presence was erased. Big Nut was shot and killed outside a barbershop. To this day, prosecutors point to that moment as the spark for everything that followed. The YSL indictment, the gang allegations, the cycle of retaliation. For the city, it was personal. For Quan, it was devastating. For Lucci, it was blood. And for Young Thug, Nut's death became the shadow that still follows him.
Give it up for Rich Gang.
Nut's death didn't just shake the streets. It broke the balance inside Rich Gang. At the time, Quan and Thug were inseparable. They were Birdman's golden duo. Their mixtapes felt unstoppable. But behind the music, there was hesitation. Quan was hesitant to fully lock in with Birdman's Rich Gang deal. Some in the city say it was Nut advising him to stay cautious, to protect himself. But Nut wasn't just Quan's ally. He was tied to YFN Lucci. And when Nut died, the fracture spread. For Lucci's camp, the loss was personal. And in the city, fingers started pointing. Whispers turned into subliminals. Disses turned into threats.
What's going on with you and YFN Lucci? You know, how comfortable are you to talk about what's happening, even on the social media side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just like to have fun. It's no hard feelings. I hope he get richer than me. Take care of his family for life. I have no problem with nobody. I just like, we had problems before where we done disagreed on. But it's not a problem to where it's like, oh, I hope he die, or like, hell no. We just have fun with it. I don't know if he feels like
right. Yes.
And then of course, you know, My next question is you and Thug.
I don't know him. Never heard of him.
So these niggas, but these niggas started it. So I always look at it now like, man, these niggas don't want smoke.
So it
They
ain't
want
a
clout.
on. It's not.
They want
It's
to go
not
viral
on site kind of thing.
with him.
Right.
No, we stay in the same city. We know each other live. If you Google Young Thug house, my fucking house pop up. My address. Google Young Thug.
That's scary.
Well, I know
The
where to
house
stop.
pop
I know where I'm going to sleep at when I get out there.
Yeah, I got.
Now I saw you also was tweeting at Young Thug's fiance, and he was saying that you were just trying to come at him because he's the hottest rapper in Atlanta right now.
Before we
You try to highlight his girl?
Nah. Look. Before we get into that, you know, I'm YFN Lucci. You know, Wish Me Well 2 just dropped. You know, currently I got the streets going crazy.
Yeah, my friend L'Oreal.
One of the hottest records right now. Number 19 on the chart. You smell me? Second mixtape ever. So you know, I don't need nobody. Though I ain't got to use no man. You know, to come up. And then, you know, we ain't even on that, you smell me? I ain't come to discuss that, you smell me?
Right, I mean, it was on Twitter, so it was publicly out there.
I ain't know, you know. If that was his girl, that was his girl, you smell me?
Okay, so you didn't know, maybe.
Hey, man, we in the street, man. I met everybody.
I start rapping.
Is this your house?
she really looking.
It like really has his
Like, you really pull it up.
exact address.
Damn.
This nigga, you know where I stay. We can't
Big
have
ass
no
house.
problem.
All right. I'll
I
leave
gotta
it
go
there.
home. I got kids.
Right. Yeah.
So you know where to catch me.
What started as Rich Gang's collapse now became something bigger. Thug versus Lucci. It wasn't just about hits anymore. It was about who had the city and who would survive the fallout. Big Nut's murder didn't just end a life, it ended a peace. And from that moment, Atlanta rap would never be the same. After Big Nut's death, the balance in Atlanta tipped. Rich homie Quan drifted into the background, but YFN Lucci stepped into the spotlight.
One bad motherfucker, yeah, just a young fly nigga.
The whispers in the city turned into bars. Lucci began firing subliminals. Thug fired back.
Man, of course I'm gonna slap the fuck out Lucci, and I'm gonna slap the fuck out Sauce. I'm gonna slap the hell out y'all little nigga, man. Stop playing with me.
Hey, man. Y'all stop tagging me that pussy ass shit, man. Nigga ain't gonna slap nobody. Yeah, man. All them nigga had punching bag, them nigga bang.
At first, it was rap bravado. Talk about who had the crown, who ran the South. But everyone knew this was personal. For Lucci, it was blood. For Thug, it was dominance. The streets didn't hear a rap beef. They heard war drums.
What happened to Nut?
Nut got killed.
Do you know what the situation was about?
Not really. I don't know how that shit just started. I know what it was over, but I don't just know like how it just really like got like that. Cause shit used to be around me, nigga. You feel me?
The rivalry only grew louder. Lucci went public with disses, questioning Thug's image, his lifestyle, his authenticity. Thug responded the only way he knew, with defiance. He threatened to slap Lucci, mocked him in posts, dared him to step outside. To some, Lucci was defending his fallen brother Nut. To others, Thug was showing he was untouchable. But either way, every diss added gasoline, and Atlanta was already on fire. This wasn't just personal, it was about who ran Atlanta. Lucci crowned himself King of the South.
King, huh? Yeah.
Thug laughed it off, saying only Wayne had that title. But behind the words was a real battle for territory, not just in music charts, but in the streets. In the South, titles aren't given, they're taken. And every time Thug and Lucci crossed paths, the tension threatened to spill over. What started as a war of words was sliding closer to something else. Then came the indictments. Both men found themselves behind bars on separate charges. For a moment, it looked like the war was over, not with music, but with court dates. But fast forward to today, both men are free. Lucci is back outside, building buzz with new music. Thug is out too, but his career hangs in limbo, tied up in probation, controversies, and questions about whether he can ever reclaim the throne. In the end, neither man destroyed the other. They both survived. But the story took its toll. Big Nut's murder lit the fuse. Rich homie Quan's death sealed an era. Today, Lucci walks with momentum. Thug walks with eyes on him and a crown in question. The feud didn't end with a winner. It ended with survivors, and 2 losses Atlanta will never forget. Atlanta was already on edge after Big Nut, but Thug wanted more than survival. He wanted Lil Wayne's throne.
Yeah, YSL. Carter 6 coming out Friday, first show. New Orleans, Holly Grove. Fuck, nigga. Meet me there, better beat me there, you did. With them dicks, too, nigga. Yeah.
2015. Wayne had the Carter series, so Thug announced Barter 6. Fans called it disrespect. Wayne fans called it blasphemy.
I understand that Lil Wayne is frustrated about his career, and I feel him on that, but this is my item. I wouldn't ever in my life swap words with him or beef with him about nothing. This is a person that I look up to. Ha ha.
To Thug, it was ambition mixed with homage. To the streets, it looked like a crown grab.
Also, before I go any further, I want y'all to do me a favor. If y'all ever have Rich Gang or whoever it is in this motherfucker, y'all let them know I said, Young Money! Also, before I go any further, I want y'all to do me a favor and stop listening to songs that hit that post naked on that motherfucker now calling
Winfrey will spend 10 years in prison for the April incident on I-285. 2 buses belonging to the entourage for rapper Lil Wayne came under gunfire. Prosecutors say a simmering rap feud and gang tensions led to it. They believe they could pin Winfrey as the gunman. He was indicted on 27 counts, including a rarely, if ever, used charge that references domestic terrorism.
The bus shooting headlines only made the tension worse. Prosecutors said Pee Wee Roscoe, tied to Thug's camp, pulled the trigger. Wayne survived. The legend stood. And for all the smoke, Wayne was untouched. But the story didn't end there. Almost a decade later, a leaked interrogation tape brought the case back into the spotlight. Detectives asked Thug about Roscoe.
Honestly, I don't know who the did it. They said Roscoe, but I don't wanna block out y'all case by saying Roscoe didn't do that. Just knowing Roscoe, man,
Social media lit up, accusing him of snitching. Thug fired back, saying he never volunteered Roscoe's name. Detectives brought it up. He just answered. He even admitted giving his number to an investigator, claiming it was flirting, not cooperation.
The difference between his and mine, I didn't tell on Roscoe. I tried to free Roscoe. But I'm saying Roscoe didn't shoot at the bus. We be serving these niggas when they come to Atlanta. He ain't shoot at this bus. They ain't beefing. That's what I'm telling the police.
And in a twist, Roscoe himself defended Thug, said he kept it solid, said he didn't fold.
Man, Jeff, clean as Listerine, man. Clean as ivory soap. You feel what I'm saying? I done the time. I did that. That's what you supposed to do. When you go in interrogation room, that's what you do. He told you, man, we sell the Wayne Carter weed. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Still, once the streets hear you in that interrogation room, the narrative writes itself. Thug wasn't just fighting Wayne's shadow anymore. He was fighting his own reputation.
Yeah, Gunna wreck, Yakka wreck, Slugger wreck, Wooded wreck. Fuck that nigga Obama. He still mad about baby mama.
After the interrogation leak, Thug doubled down the only way he knows, in music. His track closing argument wasn't a plea to the courts. It was aimed at the streets. On it, Thug calls out names. He labels former affiliates rats. He takes direct aim at the ones who took pleas, the ones who spoke to police, the ones who walked free while he sat. The song was raw, bitter, unapologetic. To some, it was courage. A man standing firm, refusing to let snitches rewrite the story. To others, it was desperation. A king watching his empire crumble, swinging at ghosts in his own crew. Either way, closing argument made one thing clear. Thug wasn't done fighting. Not in court, not in music, not in the streets. But then came a different tone. Man, I miss my dogs. If closing argument was rage, this was regret. 7 minutes of names, apologies, and longing. To Mariah the Scientist, to Drake, to Lil Baby, Future, Metro, 21 Savage, Gucci Mane. This wasn't a diss record. It was a confession. Thug sounded less like a general leading soldiers and more like a man missing his family. Some called it strategy, others called it human. The destroyer was now asking forgiveness.
Wanna feature that nigga, just say that. You wanna feature that nigga, just say that.
Of all the names tied to YSL, none mattered more than Gunna. He was Thug's protege, his student, his star. Together, they gave Atlanta hits that defined a decade. But when the RICO hit, Gunna stood alone in the spotlight. His plea deal was the flashpoint. To the courts, it was routine. To the streets, it was betrayal. The word rat followed him everywhere. Peers turned cold. Features dried up. For months, Gunna moved like a ghost, alive but exiled. Then came the comeback. Stadiums sold out. Songs streamed into the millions. Fans voted with their ears. Gunna proved something nobody expected. Cancellation is regional. Hits are national. In the streets, the rat talk never stopped. But in the industry, money speaks louder than rumors. Gunna survived, maybe even thrived, while YSL fell apart.
Never put the nigga, always stay silent.
If Gunna was survival, Woody was scandal. The interrogation tape leaked like a bomb. 3 hours in a room with detectives, promises of freedom, names floated.
Yeah, I said, you know what? Because you know what? I know I gotta stop doing this. I knew I have to. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, I know the dudes I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? But like you said, I'm putting other people's life in danger. And I know y'all don't want to be coming out and collecting shells and doing all this stuff here. My whole thing is, if y'all can help me right here, I can help y'all. I can stop it.
This shit is behind Nut. Woody broke a Nut car and stole his jewelry. And I'm saying all this shit because it's all public record. We already done said all this shit on the stand. Him and the DA done said this on the stand.
The reality is, late in 2014, you broke into Donovan Thomas's truck. Isn't that correct?
The door was open.
The reality is, you knew that was Donovan Thomas's truck. You know what he drove, right? You went into his truck and took his peanut chain, right? You knew it was Donovan Thomas's peanut chain, but you didn't care. You wanted to disrespect Donovan Thomas. You wanted to take his stuff. Isn't that correct?
It wasn't about disrespecting him.
The irony? Gunna and Woody, the ones branded as rats, are both thriving. Gunna's career is back on top. Sold out shows, chart runs, fans never left. Woody, instead of disappearing, is louder than ever, moving free off the same tape that should have buried him. The empire crumbled, but the so-called traitors survived, maybe even stronger than before. It began with Big Nut's murder and ended with Rich Homie Quan's overdose. 2 deaths that marked the rise and fall of an era. Thug, once the destroyer of rivals and builder of YSL's dynasty, now finds himself free but trapped, bound by probation and perception. His music tells the story best, from Closing Argument, where he raged and called out rats, to Man, I Miss My Dogs, where he turned vulnerable, apologizing to friends and lovers. The final irony is clear. Nut is gone, Quan is gone, YSL is fractured, yet the so-called rats, Gunna and Woody, are thriving. And the king who once stood over everybody is now the one left in limbo. This is the trial room.
Hey.
Plug talk.
You're looking at the
plug.
understand how the fuck my plug talk.
Ooh, you know I got it.
Brought to you by Daily Plug.
Yeah.